MAS don't do case by case. Not fair. Sometimes the bank not so generous. So the petition is to ask MAS, since so many people are involved, do it together, according to which category, what is the fair compensation. So I hope to write this, and I hope I get the support, so that it become easier. At least if they agree, all the banks agree, compensate so many percent to so many percent, it applies to everybody according to that criteria. Okay, so I hope to write the petition. Now let me explain the process. If you go to the bank, after you lodge a complaint, they call you for interview. After the interview, they will give you their answer. The answer can be, sorry, you got no case. Or the answer can be, we'd like to compensate you 30%. We'd like to compensate you 100%. 100% you happy, right? Okay, but it says 30%. 30% you're not happy, right? So if you accept, then of course the case ends. If you don't accept or they don't compensate you at all, then you can go to the next stage. The next stage is called the dispute center. The dispute center called FIDREC, F-I-D-R-E-C, the dispute center. The dispute center, you only pay $50. Only $50. And then the dispute center will form a independent people to listen to your side and listen to the bank side. And they make a decision. The decision could be compensate you for so many dollars or no compensation. That's their decision. That decision that they make, the bank must follow. The bank already agreed, whatever they decide must follow. But as the consumer, you still, if you don't accept, can still take to court. Okay, so you it's not binding on you. That means you still got a right to go to court, take a law case, the lawsuit. But if they say to the bank, you must pay 50,000, the bank cannot say don't agree. The bank is bound. Is bound, okay? But the decision of the dispute center is only up to $50,000. So if you invested more than 50,000, then the dispute center cannot hear your case, unless the bank agree. If the bank agree for more than 50,000, then they can hear your case. So if you got 200,000 invested, just ask the bank, I want to go to dispute center, will you agree for the dispute center to handle up to 200,000? If the bank say, no, we don't agree, then sorry. The bank say, okay, we agree, then you can go and take to the dispute center. All right? I also want to suggest that the investors should go and see the top management of your financial institution. This is called the open forum discussion. The people in DBS, apart from DBS, already signed a letter. 100 over people signed a letter to DBS, asking DBS senior management to meet them. And DBS senior management agreed to meet them. Also give coffee, meeting room and coffee some more, all right? Okay, so they agreed to meet them. So I think the other financial institutions, Hong Leong, Maybank, ABN AMRO, OCBC, and so on, CIMB, you all form your group and write a letter to the senior management for a discussion. So later on you want to take my sign, write down the bank, then you can all get together and discuss. Now when you meet the financial institution, there are two things that you have to tell them. One is tell them how you were misled into investing. Because all of you together, 30, 40, 50 people, I think the method of selling is the same. Usually they tell you is quite safe and so on. So if the senior management hear so many people say the same story, maybe they know that they have made a mistake. So tell them how you got involved in buying. The next will be ask them how they want to compensate. Okay, now here so carry on with this while I organize the petition. Whether the MAS agree to give some standard approach, that is another matter. So we always believe that we must do many things at the same time. One is by petition, one is by seeing the top management, and one is by making a complaint, go to a complaint center. So go three ways. Okay. Now some investors wanted to take legal action. Alright, now legal action you should wait until after the dispute center, then you consider legal action. Legal action is not easy. I asked the lawyer to tell me what are the steps, also to tell how much it's going to cost. So if your group that after the second step, dispute center, you want to see a lawyer, I can introduce a lawyer to you. Some of you are already talking to the lawyer. Okay, now the one lawyer tell me it's a bit difficult because everybody's circumstances are different. So you cannot take one case when the circumstances are different. So he says the best is to take one test case. Out of these 100 people, we take Andrew's complaint, just one test case. Now Andrew complained against that bank, go to the court. Now if Andrew lose, then very hard to take the next second case. But if Andrew win, then he can tell the bank, look, already the court decided, will you apply the decision with the others? Okay, so that is the way, just a single case to test. Of course, if the bank still says, I only lose to Andrew because Andrew is very old, other people not so old, maybe cannot. Okay, so maybe they will not agree. Okay, now every case, he says, will cost about, lower, at district court level, will cost $80,000. Quite expensive. You go to high court, extra money. You lose the case, the bank want to ask you to pay also extra money. So therefore he says must be very careful because this can be quite expensive. Alright? So of course some people say I lost 200,000, 300,000, I don't mind, I will fight. But other people may be not willing to fight. So you must think carefully. But this one don't have to think now. Later on. Okay, but I want you to know it's not so easy. Okay, somebody asked me just now about the swap party for the mini bond. Right now, the three banks have offered to the trustee to take over Lehman Brothers as the swap party. Now, what does that mean? Now, it means that if they take over, then your mini bond will continue until maturity date. But at that time, until maturity date, there are still quite a number of risks. One risk is the 6 entity, reference entity, one or two may collapse. If they collapse, all your money gone.